Thank you for the nice introduction, and thank you for having me here today. It's very interesting to stand here and listen to the prior discussions about how the educational system prepares the younger generation for the corporate life coming after. But there is also a small other approach you can take to it. What can the corporate life do to prepare the younger generation to come out to the corporate life? And this brings me to what we're doing and why I'm here today. I'm going to speak to you about the trainee program we have at Formus. It's a program where we target high school graduates. They're 18 years old. We pick them up from high school and we put them into the financial industry, like we would do with any other university graduate. So let me first starting by introducing Formus, so you know which company I'm talking about. Formus is the largest privately held wealth management company in Scandinavia. We manage around 40 billion across all asset classes globally. Myself, I was selectively recruited back in 2008 to Formuesforvaltning to work as a trainee. From there, I've kind of evolved from being a trainee to being partly responsible for the trainee program. I also co-cover the company's hedge fund investments, as well as being part of the portfolio analysis team. So basically here with me today, I have two of my trainees, so they are also heavily involved in this, and we're going to show you a small film that we have prepared to give you a kind of a small flavor of what the trainee program is about.
Formuesforvaltning is a wealth management company. Since 2006, we've been having a junior trainee program. Altogether, 12 candidates have been enrolled through the program.
The application process was nerve-wracking, but it was also fun to be put in a new situation. You didn't really know what they were going to ask, so you had to be prepared for anything.
I was really nervous going into the first interview, but when I got into the interview, it was I got a lot more relaxed, and it turned out to be a lot of fun.
For us as a company, it's important to open up to the community and to show these young candidates what this industry is about and what they can learn from this industry.
As a trainee, I'm getting to know a whole new business. I've got to know a lot of new people. And I've learned a lot about the financial markets, but also how to present myself in different situations.
I have learned a lot about economics and especially finance, which I will probably get a lot of use for next year when I start studying. In addition, I learned a lot on how a company works from the inside.
It's sort of a unique and invaluable peek into the financial world that is very hard to actually get access to at such an early age, straight out of high school.
Here at Formuesforvaltning, I've gotten a lot of help if I have any questions or anything. People don't hesitate spending their time helping me.
This junior trainee program goes to candidates that has finished gymnasium. They are staying here, working for a year, and then they continue to business schools or university in Norway or abroad.
Okay, so I started working here and then in the investment research department in 2011, right after graduation from high school. I worked here for about a year and then I started college in the US.
I think that what I've learned here this year as a trainee will be really useful for me in the future. Especially during my studies, it will give me a lot more practical approach on the curriculum.
I definitely recommend applying for the trainee position in Formuesforvaltning to anyone. It's a great experience. You get to meet a lot of people. You learn a great deal with just 1 year, and it's been really fun.
The trainees that are working here are very skilled and they're doing a marvelous job. And we really hope that they learn something from being in the company. And we know that they learn something. But we also learn a lot from them. So it's a good situation. And in many ways you can say it's a win-win situation.
So that was to give a little bit of perspective from the trainees' perspective of what we do. And a question that frequently shows up when I'm around and speaking about the trainee program is, why do we do this? Why do we target high school graduates and not university graduates like everyone else is doing? And my typical answer is divided into 3 parts. So the first part is that if you do the recruiting process correctly, finding academically skilled individuals with a motivation and an interest, they can be as good as performing the same tasks as you would get from university graduates. And the second part to it is that when you work in a financial company, many of them are senior professionals. They are at an older age, you can say, and bringing in these younger graduates can bring a different perspective to things. One of these perspectives, you can say, if you're older, you don't have large capabilities in technology, for instance, and that's where you can bring them in. They some sort of bring an ability to see problems in a different way and to give input to solution in a proper way, which can be very inspiring for our team, which is the investment research team, but also the rest of the organization. The third thing to why we do it is basically to connect with these high talented individuals before they start university. Many companies are out there recruiting directly from universities, but we figured, why not catch the most skilled individuals before they enter university? So we bring them, they have an excellent academic track record, we train them, we send them off to university, and maybe one day we'll get them back. Is that correct, Thomas? Yes. And that brings me on to who do we hire? We're talking about having an excellent academic track record. That's just part to the truth. When you're talking about preparing them for the real corporate life, you're bringing them general concepts and ideas that they can use and get a general idea, knowledge of how the world works. When we look at them, it does not matter if you have a D in biology or mathematics. It gives an identification of how you will perform in a financial industry, maybe, but getting a total average in a wider part of subjects might tell you that you're good at solving problems in a good way. But at the end of the day, it's motivation and it's interest that makes you perform well in the job. And that's what we're looking for. If you're motivated and if you're interested and you are averagely good in school, you will perform well. That's what we take from it. And at the last, I just want to bring up the effect of the program we have. Yes, the trainees come into us. They have a great learning curve. They learn a lot. They acquire skills and new capabilities. They acquire knowledge of the financial market that no one else will get until they're done in university, typically a master's, sometimes a PhD. Another thing to it, being a large company as Formuesforvaltning, we also have a slight focus on social responsibility. So in some of our investments, we have a social responsible approach. So our trainees does not even just get the skills, but they also get kind of a small of an ethical education on how to invest. At the end, prior to enrolling to the program at Formuesforvaltning, the trainees that we have might have limited options when they want to go to schools and so on. Being in our company gives them options after enrolling from the program that was not available to them before coming in. So let us take myself as an example. Last year, I decided that I was going to pursue an MBA. Before I went into Formuesforvaltning, I did not have an idea what I was going to do. But being in Formuesforvaltning, it helped me get an understanding that what I wanted to do going forward. With the skills, capabilities, knowledge, and resume, I could now apply to schools such as Columbia and HEC and actually get accepted. Those opportunities are not available if you don't. And that's what I had to say about our trainee program. Thank you for listening to us and having us here.
Thank you so much.